As Valentin Noel gets involved, there's Solomon Asante. And Jabang and company recycle the play for Vegas. Howell for Asante. Noel for Nigro. It's deflected off of Walmer Martinez, who closed it down, and Monterey Bay will clear. The referee spots an infraction there. It actually went out of play. It will be a throw-in, and we get a chance to look at the Silver State Schools Credit Union keys to the game, Jamie.
Well, for the host, it's really important for Las Vegas Lights to get off to a very fast start with a lot of pressure and being able to make it very difficult for Monterey Bay to pass out of the back. And for the visitors, they need to have those quick transitional moments that they can try to be able to press and catch Las Vegas when they're disjointed and unbalanced.
Howell prodding it ahead. Noel, it slides through for Solomon Asante. He lets it fly, and it's a good save from Carlos Herrera. First big chance for Vegas. Solomon Asante has not scored yet this season. Well, he nearly did there.
We talked about in the open, keeping an eye on the fluidity and the movement of the front three players. This is Asante from the left side. Watch throughout the night when he picks his moments to come across and join to create a numbers advantage in the middle of the park. That was another opportunity that led to a good effort from the top of the box.
Asante does have 3 assists this campaign, but is yet to find the back of the net. What a chance that could have been for him just a moment ago. Lovely through ball here. Walmer Martinez tries to get on the end of it. Lovely challenge from Gennaro Nigro on the cover. Both goalkeepers have had a question asked of them inside of 5 minutes at the start of this one. Nigro switching the point of attack beautifully onto the far side. Here's Coleman Gannon. Step overs galore from Gannon. Oh, it nearly slid all the way through for Christian Pinzon. It's cleared out for a Lights throw. Pressure from Grant Robinson. J.C. Ngandu. Handball appeals come in there from the Vegas players. They'll have to settle for a throw.
The fast start being the key to the game for the Las Vegas Lights, getting more numbers in and around. They're winning it higher up the field, and their starting positions are much higher because of that.
Asante in field. Nigro tried to tap dance his way through. Monterey Bay had the answer. Could be a chance here for the Union to maybe break up this near side. This is Maury Donor. Early ball into the penalty area. He was looking for Christian Valesky. He finds Sean Smart instead. And Monterey Bay quickly recover the ball here. Good turn from Alex Dixon. Tries to find space. Dixon stays with it off the Jabang challenge. And Yolati is going to run out of room. Ngandu. Assessing the options for Vegas. Fortunate ricochet. Finds Noel. And a sliding effort from Nigro. Not able to get on the end of it. Just in front of Jordan Stewart, the Monterey Bay head coach.
Ngandu received the ball really well, and he skipped out the midfield. But because he turned back around, now it brings back the entire midfield for Monterey Bay, and therefore it makes it very difficult for the next entry pass to get through, and they lose possession.
Monterey Bay's bright start continues here. Valesky won that back. Here's Walmer Martinez. Donor joins in. Valesky's in the middle. That's a critical touch from Malik Howell. Monterey Bay earn a corner.
quick transitions are going to be so important for the visitors, and Valesky's movement is one of his X factors. So because of that, without knowing what's around him, that forces the decision from Howell to just clear it wherever and concede the corner.
Martinez will take the corner for Monterey Bay. Martinez bends it in. Enough black shirts there on the cover. Noel's header away. It is recovered. Martinez stays onside. Martinez curls it back in. Howell's there once more. He clears it with the outside of his boot, but only as far as Maury Donor. Martinez a third time. Martinez marauding into the penalty area. Clipping it centrally. That was dangerous, but again, it's a critical header away, that time from Joe Hafferty. Asante leads the lights up the other end. Asante tries to thread the needle. Good intervention by Kai Green. It goes back to Monterey Bay for a throw on the near side. Good pace to the game at the beginning of this one.
It really has been, and you start to see it's a little bit maybe more open, but we draw back to the fact that both teams need and want 3 points today. Monterey Bay, 3 points puts them right back at the playoff line, and a dismal last run of 8 games almost evaporates because of that. And Las Vegas Lights know they're hovering right around the home playoff spot with 3 points.
Here's Dixon, 4 goals in the league this season. Been a part of some really impressive playoff teams in the past. He'd love nothing more than to get back there with this Monterey Bay side. Kai Green up ahead. Loose touch from Martinez, and Jabang, he's able to cover his position really well and win a free kick. Well, Jamie, you talked about it. 8 games without a victory, 3 games without a goal. Now 280 minutes on the dot without a goal for Monterey Bay. But for Vegas, you look at it, 18 games played since May. They've only lost twice, 16 unbeaten in that time. These are just 2 teams, at the moment at least, going in opposite directions. But as you highlighted earlier, this night could totally change that.
Sean, my rookie year, I was a part of Real Salt Lake, and we set a record for the longest drought without scoring in Major League Soccer history. I can tell you exactly what it feels like to be a Monterey Bay player right now, and it's disheartening. But what you have to do is keep going, because all it's going to take is effort. When things are not going well in front of goal, the one thing a team cannot stop you from doing is running. And running gives you the opportunity to score goals, to get numbers in and around the box, and that's how they're going to break this drought. Leave the part out about the fact that my first professional goal was the one that actually ended the drought, but I don't know, it's not something really to brag about, is it?
It does complete the picture, I must say. Rosarena under pressure from Walmer Martinez. He does well, but Vegas still have to try to fight their way through. That was a good turn into space. Nicely won back by Kai Green. Kai Green keeps on going. And his shot wasn't a million miles away. He's not known for his shooting boots, Kai Green. It's out for a goal kick.
A lot of leadership from Kai Green is going to be necessary today, so he picks this moment to go forward. And that effort will now cause defenders to step forward from Las Vegas. It did end up in the back of the net, but it might change the mindset from the defensive approach, and that means Christian Valesky now needs to be looking to try to get in behind.
That's a takeaway. And a huge chance for Monterey Bay is blocked away. Moby Fair denied. Nyolati! Oh, not far away on the volley either. And the drought somehow continues for the Seasiders.
Things are just not going well right now, and even when they get the break from dribbling too much, Moby Fair, it's almost as if he has too much time to think about it. And with the pressure coming from Howell on the left side, he needs to try to go to the right side. He needs to open his hips and close it. Watch right now, close your hips. But instead, he stays open, and that's all Howell's doing, is selling out to be able to try to make the block. Nalati not far off with that distance from effort.
What a block from Malik Howell in the end. That was a huge part of that sequence. And he ends up bailing out his Vegas back line. To your point, Jamie, two huge missed opportunities there for Monterey Bay to score.
Look how high the line of confrontation is from Monterey Bay. Valesky is already 20 yards inside of his half, so Las Vegas is having a hard time getting out of their own defensive half. This is good for Monterey Bay. Now they need to get more numbers forward.
Malik Howell's already been called upon a few times to help Vegas out defensively. Now a chance to move this forward for the Lights. Hafferty marauding. And Gondu, that might have come off a hand there. Referee allows play to continue. Valesky holds it up nicely for Dixon. And Dixon does have real estate to work with here for Monterey Bay. Threads the needle to this near side. Maury Donor. Donor's cross into the middle. Oh, Rosarena missed it. But it's going to be headed out of play, I believe, by Sean Smart. And it is going to be a Monterey Bay corner.
This is decisive from Donor. He puts his head down and runs to the end line, knowing that he's going to win the foot race with Solomon Asante. So with that, Valesky at the back post, he is such a threat in the air. He's always going to be the target on these set pieces and these services from wide areas.
Dixon from the corner. Rosarena punches. Asante just about clears it for Ngandu to run onto, and a chance in transition here for Vegas.
Look at the bottom side of your screen. There's two players.
Pinzon helps it along. Coleman Gannon has Valentin Noel, and his shot is blocked by Grant Robinson. Great transitional move, but again, a critical last-ditch tackle stops the attack.
Both teams now have been bailed out by these last-second efforts. And this is really smart to get a yellow card. Alex Dixon just draws a yellow card to be able to just knock it off of Smart. And now Smart picks up the most unnecessary yellow card 15 minutes in.
You said smart, not so smart from Sean Smart here.
I see what you did there. And watch as he's just in front. He just understands because Smart stands in front. All Dixon does, he's not actually trying to pass it to his teammate. He's just trying to kick it off of Smart so it delays the restart and gets a booking on a defender 15 minutes into the game.
Last year that might not have been called, but this year it's being cracked down on quite a bit. 9 times out of 10 now, you're going to see a yellow card for that. Kai Green lifts it into the penalty area. Nigro could not quite deal with that. Martinez lifts it to the center part of the penalty area, and it's an acrobatic clearance from Smart. Helped along by Asante. Pinzon not able to get it under his spell. A refresh through Guzman. Guzman again splits the lines. Niolazzi can run into space here. He tries to find Walmer Martinez. Hands on heads amongst the Monterey Bay contingent. Raiko Rosarena is there.
Watch the movement as Nalati comes across. He's just baiting the moment, and he actually sells it with a little bit of a no-look pass. What he's trying to do is just make sure the defenders are watching his hips and his eyes, and then at the last moment, it's a clever little deceptive ball through that doesn't miss by much.
This is, of course, the last game of the day in the USL Championship to kick off, so we will have a chance to update you on other games when they go final. A lot of games have already gone final earlier in the day. Big wins for the likes of Loudoun, Tampa Bay Rowdies coming back to beat Pittsburgh, and we'll go through the whole list at some point, but so many big games being played today, and this one is definitely towards the top of that list as far as significance for the playoff chase. Smart. Was there a little nudge in the back there? Referee says yes. It's a Lights free kick. Foul goes against Grant Robinson.
Asante started on the left side. Now he's all the way on the right side. And this is purposeful. Asante has to make sure that he's able to keep his composure. When he takes a foul, he wants a booking from Robinson. I'm okay with the decision from Adam Kilpatrick to not give a booking. I don't think there was that much in it to warrant a caution early on. But Asante is so important to this group, and he's got so much flexibility in his positioning because he has the trust of his manager, Dennis Sanchez. Take a look right now tactically. It's 5-on-4 for numerical advantage for Monterey Bay. That's how high they're pressing. Now, how do you turn it around? It's quick 1-2s to try to get through right in the heart of how that Las Vegas is going forward. They've got to get numbers in the box.
It's going to be a good challenge in the end from Robinson, who's really happy that he got that right. It's a goal kick. Two players there for Vegas who have had such an integral part of their success this season. Ngandu and Smart not quite able to get through Monterey Bay defense that time. Here's Jabang. Jabang is bundled over by Valesky. It's a free kick. Valesky's got to be careful what he says to the referee there. Keep an eye on that. That's another giveaway. An early ball from Walmer Martinez is well read by Arozarena.
What a huge mistake that was from Walmer Martinez to play it so far in front of Valesky. Las Vegas Lights were unbalanced with their back four, and there was plenty of space for Valesky to go through. You can short that pass to ensure that Valesky gets there, but if you hit it long, Arozarena is playing so high as sort of this sweeper position that he's able to go and clean any heavy pass there. That's a big mistake from Martinez, and he's too good of a player to make that mistake.
Nigro. Infield for Noel. Lovely touch. Noel out to the far side. Solomon Asante! Well, he wants his first Vegas goal really badly, but he misses the target there.
Entry pass is so important into Noel. He's finding that pocket of space so well. And Asante, he's rushing this because Robinson does a good job of closing down and from the angle on the inside. Asante has to try to strike from outside in, and he doesn't get the curl on it that he looks for.
Brief glimpse there of the Phoenix Asante. Who knows if that one back then would have gone in.
Turning back the hands at time, one of the most prolific goal scorers in USL Championship.
Again, Hafferty trying to direct traffic. Vegas going to be forced to go all the way back to Arozarena. Ngandu deals with the Moby Fair challenge. Hafferty down the line. There's time and space here for Vegas. It's Sean Smart. He's forced to go back to Hafferty. Howell for Nigro. Captain play by Coleman Gannon. Gannon's going to be chased all the way back by Maury Donor. Hafferty able to pick out Valentin Noel. Gannon trying to cut inside. Kai Green wouldn't let him get there. Jabang from Ngandu. Smart for Pinzon. When the first time ball from Asante was nearly on there, but it was cut out. Quickly Vegas retrieved possession.
Vegas has every player in the attacking half. Now Howell's just dropped back and he's right on the line, but this is much better from Las Vegas. This is why they're getting this opportunity, because they got so many numbers in advanced positions.
Zone couldn't quite link up there with Asante. Ngandu, though, quickly wins this back. He turns into space here for Vegas. Ngandu was brought down fairly in the referee's opinion. Monterey Bay brings it back the other way. Nilati, he has time and space. Trying to fend off a challenge from Noel. Dixon gets played into it. Lovely little give and go. Nilati couldn't quite deal with Hafferty, who wins the challenge. Near side Gannon. Gannon gets it back from Noel, a replenishment back to Howell to reset.
We're in the midst of a really good passage of play from Las Vegas. They broke pressure. Now they're able to methodically work their way up the field. Now because it's so condensed, they're going to try to draw Monterey back to create some space to turn and go again. Watch Jabang, number 16's position. He's in the middle of the park. He always makes himself an option as an outlet. And it's the one time that Las Vegas don't use him in that last 30 to 40 pass sequence that they turn the ball over. Jabang is such a key figure to it. Keep an eye on him being a presence for Las Vegas, getting on the ball often in the midfield.
Herrera's pass out of pressure. Sees Grant Robinson keep it in play. Noel leads the press. Wasn't the best touch there from Herrera, but he's able to make up for it and get it back to Robinson before the walls closed in. It was Galloway. Some time and a little bit of space for Pierce Galloway to work. He plays it back to Guzman.
Las Vegas Lights have been the better team in the last 10 minutes possession-wise. So because of that, Monterey Bay, now that they're on possession, they need to be smart and get the rest with the passing.
Good hustle there from Coleman Gannon, and well, his teammates back him up there. Ngandu up ahead for Pinzon, and Pinzon unleashed a vicious effort. It was blocked away, and Monterey Bay get the ball back, and now the referee will bring this to a halt. Down for Vegas is JC Ngandu, and that is the reason why. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him there. Allows at least some of the players to get a impromptu hydro break, and at the live table, even with a point, Vegas could move up to 5th, but again, they have their eyes set on getting 3 points tonight, which again could put them right on the cusp of 4th place in the West. And Monterey Bay, again, a point would help, but they really need 3. That's what's really going to help.
Adding 2 more points, that puts them right in the pack. That's it, just below and just above the playoff line. So for Monterey Bay, they need to now try to find that next wave to go forward. They started the game off brilliantly, but since then, Las Vegas absorbed the pressure, and they've been able to now dictate the pace of play. Monterey Bay can solve that by pressing and running in effort.
And now Alex Dixon is in need of a little bit of assistance here. But Monterey Bay are already without leading goal scorer Tristan Traeger tonight. That's been one of the big bugaboos. First under Frank Yallop and now under Jordan Stewart. They've been losing strikers to injury all season, really. Luther Archibald was the first big loss earlier in the campaign. Traeger was in and out of the lineup for a little bit of time as well. And the last player that Monterey Bay would want to lose right now, not saying he's in any danger, but Alex Dixon does look like he's in some discomfort here. As I'm saying this, Diego Gutierrez is being summoned from the substitution warm-ups here.
An incredibly difficult loss for Jordan Stewart and his side, because Alex Dixon is so paramount with his timing. And on a night like tonight, where you're going to have to suffer a little bit defensively, Dixon understands at 34 years old the moments when to sit and when to go. Now you're going to lose a lot of that experience with Dixon coming off inside the first 28 minutes.
Oh, massive loss here for the Seasiders. You really can't sugarcoat it. Alex Dixon is such an experienced player. He's such an important player. He's one of the leaders on this team. And it appears his night is going to end prematurely here in Las Vegas.
With Gutierrez coming on, he may not have that same level of maturity mentally to be able to understand when to pick and go, but he will give you a little bit more youthful exuberance to be able to try to push forward and to be able to try to press alongside Valesky, maybe a higher starting position. And aerobically, because he's a little bit quicker than Dixon, he'll be able to now feed into the counterattacks, which Monterey Bay has been able to find a little bit of success on.
Desert Radiology substitution is confirmed. Dixon out, Gutierrez on, and just kind of give you the full picture of this injury situation. We talked a little bit about it earlier. No Jerry Ione. Anthony Siaha just makes the bench. Adrian Rebelar, Tristan Traeger are both out. Now Dixon gets hurt. Talked about earlier, lost Luther Archimet earlier in the season. Chase Boone was lost earlier in the season as well. Both of those were season-ending knee injuries. And Jesse Maldonado also as well, as far as the depth of this team as well. So Monterey Bay have definitely been bitten by the injury bug, but they have to fight their way through it. Maury Donor's certainly been helping the cause in this first near half an hour of play. Looks for space on this near side. Gannon trying to impede his progress. Gutierrez is going to win a throw-in for the Seasiders. Goes all the way back at the end to Carlos Herrera in goal, who continues to play with fire a bit there with his touches. And Kai Green is forced to make an awkward clearance. Monterey Bay still have a chance to play their way through here. Martinez at the overlapping option. Moby Fair comes in to help. Lazzi out to the far side. Robinson. Lazzi. Martinez. Finding some space. Oh, it's Gutierrez on the turn, and he didn't have enough time to get the shot away. And then he's told to get up by the referee after he falls to the surface. Another big chance for Monterey Bay goes begging. Maury Donor's played in behind. Nigro doesn't deal with it. Donor doing everything he can just to keep this alive. He wins a throw-in.
The hardest part about coming into a match is quickly acclimating to the pace of play. This is going to find its way to Gutierrez, and a player who's only been on the field for less than 2 minutes is not sharp. He's not quick enough to get that touch off. He does a brilliant job of turning. He creates the angle to shoot, but he takes a second touch. And the third touch is when he tries to shoot. That's when the defender's able to recover, and that's why it's still 0-0.
Martinez just kind of flicks it to this near side. Galloway forced to retreat. You could briefly see off screen Dennis Sanchez just trying to keep his guys organized right now. And as I say that, they do get a bit of a reprieve. It's a takeaway by Noel.
There's two guys at the back post.
Black shirts are flooding forward. Noel, couple of step overs, and he tries to shoot in traffic. It's blocked out for a throw into the lights.
Fantastic recovery defensively to get back into position from Monterey Bay. And then a great job from Kai Green of just delaying until finally he can make the intervention in the 1v1 duel.
Nigro.
Ooh, that's a bad tackle.
Taken out there. Referee does stop the play. Yellow card is going to come out here for Christian Valesky, who was very tardy indeed on the challenge. The welcome home present is a slice of cheese in the end for Valesky.
That is a forwards tackle. Mistimed. Zaleski knew as soon as that happened, he was going to be booked.
Well, now the concern is for Gennaro Nigro, took the brunt of that poorly timed tackle from Valescu. Now also has to be careful the rest of the way, although I don't think Jordan Stewart will be anticipating him getting into more challenges like that. Jabang and company reset in possession, I beg your pardon, for the Lights. Both teams have come mightily close to scoring. Monterey Bay have had the bulk of the opportunities, that's for sure. Vegas have had good chances, though, most notably through Solomon Asante. But neither team have breached the other yet, as far as the goals are concerned. Nigro up ahead. Falls comfortably into the path of Valentin Noel. Gets it back from Ngandu. To continue to link up, Jabang joins in. Hafferty. Out wide for Smart. Smart's potential ball in behind is blocked. Robinson clears. Here's Noel. Jabang. And Hafferty back to this near side again. Coleman Gannon now involved. Patient build up here from the Lights. Howell. Ngandu. Tried to bend it around out to that far side. Smart was available. Jabang steps right back in. Pinzon. Gannon. Gannon's cross. Sean Smart on the turn. It's going to be cleared away. And could be a chance for Monterey Bay to break, but Hafferty steps right back in for Vegas. Ngandu, lovely ball. Valentin Noel tries to bend one. It was blocked by Kai Green. Moby Fair wins the header for the Seasiders, and now a chance for Monterey Bay to break on this far side. Can they get all the way through? And in the end, Diego Gutierrez is caught up to. Only had green grass ahead of him. But Vegas recover just in time.
Monterey Bay have to understand they're losing possession right now, but there's also the opportunity for counterattacks.
Noel. Asante. I think Asante may have been offside. He was. Instead of a corner, it's a free kick for Monterey Bay.
Las Vegas certainly looks so comfortable in possession, but Monterey Bay are okay giving away possession in the back and in wide areas. And that moment that Las Vegas get impatient or they do something where they turn the ball over needlessly, Monterey Bay then go. That's how they're gonna get the game's first goal, is if they can absorb pressure and break out quickly when they win it.
Next home game for Las Vegas is September 21st. Be sure to join the squad back here at Cashman Field. They'll play Sac Republic. Visit lightsfc.com to purchase tickets today. It's been a really well-played half. Really from both sides. Monterey Bay have probably edged it, but have not taken advantage of the clear of the opportunities to this point. Vegas hanging in, that's what they do. That's their MO. Dennis Sanchez once again talking to us about how the Lights just find a way. It's part of their DNA this season. It's a big reason why they've been one of the big surprise teams. Going back to the beginning of the season, I really should say. Now it's not a surprise anymore. Sample size is so big, but if you go back to the preseason where everyone's putting out their rankings and all of that, their potential standings and showing their friends what they think, I don't think many had Vegas where they are right now, and that's a credit to what Jose Bautista's done and to what Dennis Sanchez and the players have done.
You're absolutely right. Nobody had Las Vegas being this efficient.
They have to defend here. Walter Martinez goes back to work, looks for the angle for the strike. Did it take a deflection? It did not. It is going to be a throw-in somehow for the Lights.
Martinez is hoping that we don't show that again. You were very kind to him to say, did that take a deflection? That's one of the worst mishits I've seen in quite a long time.
We might need to track down Neil deGrasse Tyson to find out where that one went in orbit. Here's Solomon Asante. Decent ball in from Nigro. But Carlos Herrera fields his position for the Seasiders. Donor. Early ball in behind. Howell is there. Five minutes plus stoppage time to go in the half. It's Gutierrez from Moby Fair. Time and space here for Pierce Galloway from Monterey Bay. Near side, Maury Donor played into space. Donor up against Nigro. Asante tries to help out. Galloway's available. Forced to go all the way back to Kai Green.
This is the kind of passing sequence that'll give you a lot of confidence.
Donor into the penalty area. Too close to a Rose Arena. How often do we talk about how road teams need to take advantage of the opportunities they'd be given? The longer they don't, the more likely something like this could happen. Valentin Noel leaks in behind. Huge stop from Carlos Herrera to keep it scoreless.
That is such a big moment in this match. A goal this close to halftime changes the entire team talk and approach for the second half, but Herrera keeps this level with his ability to time when he comes out and closes down. That's a tremendous save.
That's the best chance Vegas have had all half. The challenge comes in, I believe, there from Guzman. It's a free kick for the Lights.
This pass from Jabang is so spot on. His ability to change, he was gonna go with the instep of his foot, but then he goes and he curls it into the path of Noel. Noel wants to get on his right foot, but it just looked unconvincing when he got there. And he's to confidently strike through that. He's just trying to roll it on the ground, pull it past Herrera. He needs to get his foot around it, get it off the ground so the trailing leg of the goalkeeper doesn't make the save like it did.
Asante gets there ahead of Maury Donor. Hafferty for Smart. give and go for Coleman Gannon, I should say. Gannon into the middle. It's going to go all the way through for Herrera. Moby Fair. Lovely ball up ahead here. Grant Robinson into the middle. And again, it's just a little too firm, looking for Christian Valesky. Asante settles things down for the Lights. Noel, little give and go with Nigro. Nigro has Pinzon in the middle. He pens it. It's going to be closer to Gannon. Gannon collects. Hafferty for Howell. Still time for some late first half momentum to be gained here.
Look at the way Las Vegas are going from side to side. They're waiting for the moment in which somebody from Monterey Bay doesn't shift over fast enough. It's not on, okay, they're gonna switch. Come to the near side through Howe. There's a purpose for this, and the purpose for it is to be able to wait for that moment when it's open. But Monterey Bay have done so well not opening up. They've shifted together as a group, and then they've shifted together higher up the field. That's how it ends up all the way back at the goalkeeper.
Ngandu. Smart couldn't quite get a touch onto it. Gutierrez is also not going to get there for Monterey Bay. Jabang will force Nigro to retreat in order to collect. Hafferty brings it forward as we roll into 4 added minutes at the end of the half. Ball is fluttered up ahead for Noel, who's in an offside position. And the attack fizzles out. I was just taking a peek at some of the other games going on right now. San Antonio leading at Oakland. The Roots are down to 10 men as well. That could be a huge opportunity for San Antonio. Of course, Monterey Bay will be hoping that the Roots could maybe turn that around, not because they want the Roots to win, but because San Antonio is right where Monterey Bay is right now in the table. Orange County and Sac Republic at home, both leading by a 0-0 as well. Meanwhile, Coleman Gannon trying to slice a pass through the Monterey Bay defense. It was cut out at the vital moment, and Sean Smart commits a foul, and he has to be careful moving forward on a yellow.
This is reckless from Smart. And if Smart was not already on a yellow card, Adam Kilpatrick, a referee, might be walking over with a card in hand.
To your point, players on yellow cards cannot afford to make challenges like that. Referees could look very dimly on those, and another yellow could quickly follow in certain situations. Is that a push from Maury Donor? Vegas hands up all over the place. They thought the foul was going to come. It did not. Hafferty had his head on a swivel to win it back for the Lights, but only for a moment. Martinez from Donor. Donor's first time ball into the penalty area. Oh, Rosarena didn't quite get that right, but it does deflect out of the penalty area for Gannon to collect. Can Ngandu lead the Lights up the other end here? Noel Jabang. Ngandu. Coleman Gannon. Gannon cutting inside, his shot is blocked. The follow-up is allowed to be kept alive for Nigro. Nigro into the middle. It's just hacked away. It's a light throw. About a minute left of stoppage time here. Noel. Pinzon. Christian Pinzon is, well, stood up by Kai Green. Jabang on the turn.
Jabang is so smooth on the ball.
Gets it back again here. Finds Howell. Could be the last major sequence of the half potentially here. Nigro into the middle. Asante unable to get onto it. Again, Monterey Bay not quite able to clear it. Howell keeps it in. And Vegas still have time to create one more opportunity in the half. Ngandu. Pinzon is dispossessed. And that is how the half ends here in Las Vegas. Huge chances for both teams. I'd say more of them for Monterey Bay, but neither team could take a big chance.
This game's being played between the two 18s right now, back and forth. Las Vegas Lights have been more methodical in their approach, but they're susceptible to the counterattack from Monterey Bay. This second half is going to be about which team limits the mistakes and which team capitalizes on the mistake from their opponent.
Going to be exciting to see how the second half plays out. The plot thickens here in Vegas. 0-0 is your score at the half. The Southern Nevada Water Authority halftime is next.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Hola, soy Ramón Martín del Campo, oficial de policía en Henderson y ex capitán del equipo de Las Vegas Lights. Estoy orgulloso de haber sido un donante vivo y que mi madre fue una beneficiada con un riñón. El 85% de los americanos en la lista de espera necesitan un trasplante de riñón. Los nevadenses damos esperanza. Únete a nosotros en wearenevadans.org.
At Comprehensive Cancer Centers, the most advanced treatments and breakthrough research are helping our patients thrive. But some of our most powerful treatments are preventative. This begins together in our community through awareness, outreach, education, and support. From healthier living and self-checks to screening for early detection, we can now find and treat some cancers before they strike. We're doing this together, Southern Nevada, and teamwork saves lives.
Tonight's halftime is presented by the Southern Nevada Water Authority. Change your watering clock now to avoid costly water waste fines. Halftime between Vegas and Monterey Bay. It's 0-0. Time to take a look at the USL Championship Player of the Week and Player of the Month.
Back-to-back seasons with 12 goals on the nose in 22 and 23. Done again, and it rainbows in! Nothing intent for Bradley Sample, but it counts all the same. Caught Vegas by surprise. All he could do is look on, wonder what went wrong. Pittsburgh leads 2-0. Floated over the top, off the chest, Marcanic scores! He is on a tear through the USL Championship. Goal 21 and 1-0 to the Battery. Juan David Torres lofts this ball, back post. Marcanic! Spectacular! What an incredible volley that is to torch the threads and make it 3-0.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Goodrum pounds that ball, and the boys in purple soaring.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
Yeah, trick. I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead.
Desert Radiology is the area's chief resource for the highest quality medical imaging and diagnostic care. We're proud to offer 11 conveniently located imaging centers across the valley. As a member of the community for over 50 years, Desert Radiology is proud to be the official imaging partner of the Las Vegas Lights. To learn more, visit desertrad.com. That's desertrad.com. Let's go Lights!
Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson back here with you at the half. No score between the Lights and Monterey Bay in this really important Western Conference game in the USL Championship. The plot thickens. We'll get to the second half in just a few moments. But first, we'll take a look around the rest of the league as we continue the push to the postseason. Of course, big news involving Nick Marcanic equaling the league's single-season goal-scoring record. He actually had a chance to break it earlier tonight. Didn't get the chance to do that against Colorado Springs. And then Louisville have clinched a playoff spot, and there's still a chance for other teams to do so, whether it's tonight or later on next week.
We are at the most exciting part of the season. We're getting to where placing and the seedings and the standings is so important. You've got Marcanic, who undoubtedly, barring some sort of injury or something that keeps him off the field, will set a new single-season record. Louisville City now, they stand 6 points clear of Charleston with 2 games in hand as well. How high can they go? The ceiling is undoubtedly very high for Louisville City, and Pittsburgh under Bob Lilly starting to look exactly like what you expect, peaking at the right time.
Team of the week for week 27, Ben Pierman, the coach of the week for the Charleston Battery. And man, take your pick. There were so many great performances in the last week, led by, of course, Yosuke Hanya.
Back.
Tampa Bay 4-2 last week, and to your point, they won 2-0 earlier tonight against the Charleston Battery, taking out 2 of the top competitors in the entire USL Championship. Let's take a look at scores from around the league. And we begin, of course, with that victory for the Switchbacks over Charleston Battery. Of course, the scores, I should say, are brought to you by Advanced Imaging Solutions. Sac Republic, Orange County, San Antonio all leading at the moment.
Really close games and some real big ones that are coming down to the wire in the second half. We'll keep you abreast of those scores as they come final.
Wins for Memphis and Louisville as well. Upcoming schedule for Vegas. I wish it got easier if you're a Vegas fan. It doesn't. It's also presented by Advanced Imaging Solutions. We talked about Sac Republic, and then they go to the defending champions Phoenix to end September.
And then they've got Orange County after that, Birmingham as well, Oakland. You're talking about teams that all right now sit in playoff positions. That makes 3 points tonight paramount for the host.
No question about that. And they're still very much up for grabs here in Vegas tonight. Again, it's a 0-0 scoreline with a massive 45 minutes still to come. We'll have highlights, we'll have stats, and we'll have the second half here at Cashman Field. All of it's coming up next.
AIS is a proud sponsor of the Las Vegas Lights Football Club.
As a Great Clips salon stylist, I love giving customers the look they want. With Clip Notes, we save your haircut details, so it's one less thing for you to worry about. And when I see that confidence at the end of the cut, that's everything to me.
As a stylist, I know it can be hard to find time for a haircut. With the Great Clips app, you can put your name on the list from anywhere and head to the salon when it's time for your cut. A great haircut plus more time for what you love. That's Great Clips.
Let's redo the basement.
Hello, home movie theater.
Spare bedroom.
Why not both? Use the U.S. Bank mobile app to apply for a home improvement loan. It's easy.
Wonderful, Alex.
Hey, that's what U.S. Bank is for. Anything else?
How about a loan for a bigger car? Our family is growing.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother's moving in with his 5 dogs.
Oh.
Hey-o!
And we're expecting.
Expecting what?
Help for today, planning for tomorrow. U.S. Bank. We'll get there together.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by the Southern Nevada Water Authority, by La Bonita, by Silver State Schools Credit Union, and by Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson back here with you, moments away from the start of a pivotal second half for both the Las Vegas Lights and Monterey Bay FC. It is very much USL Championship after dark out west. Let's look back at the first half highlights between these two. And Jamie, it was a lot of opportunities, but a lot of missed opportunities in the end.
Well, the story of the first half really is these half chances and very few clear-cut chances. When each team took their opportunity to press collectively with more numbers higher up the field, it generally led to opportunities in and around the top of the 18. Again, nothing that's really going to test the goalkeeper. The goalkeepers have made the saves that they've needed to. But again, some half-hearted efforts. Kai Green taking his opportunity from the top of the box. The game really opened up, though, with this opportunity in the 13th minute, where finally, the one time Jubane gets caught on the ball, Moby Fair opens up, and instead of closing his hips, he goes to the side where Howell is recovering, and that allows Howell to get back in and make the vital intervention that keeps this game at 0-0.
That was a huge moment in the game at the time, but Monterey Bay kept on coming.
Valesky gets the start instead of Traeger, who's out through injury, and he's been an aerial threat constantly throughout the night. This one, he's just unable to get on the end of it. But again, Monterey Bay, they've had to absorb and suffer a lot defensively, but the opportunities have been there. Diego Gutierrez got called in off the bench after an injury, and within the first 2 minutes of being on the field, you could tell he wasn't ready to be up for the speed of play. He takes an extra touch in the box when he shouldn't, and that was the best opportunity that they ended up seeing for the rest of the half. Classy ball from Jabang, puts Valentin Noel in, looking for his 10th goal of the season. No real conviction in that effort. He tries to roll it on the ground. It's the trailing leg that is what is able to make the save for Herrera and keep this at 0-0 at the half.
US Bank halftime match stats look like this, and Vegas, they had a couple of really big opportunities through some shots on target. So did Monterey Bay, but again, they didn't really have those clear-cut chances besides the Moby Fair attempt that was blocked by Howell in the end.
Our crew did a wonderful job helping tell the story throughout of expected goal total. When we see 8 shots for the hosts, 4 for the visitors, you expect there to be a high XG, but that's not the case. For the host, 0.58 expected goal on those 8 shots, and for the visitors, 0.17 on 4 shots. There has to be more efficiency. There has to be more emphasis on quality efforts at goal instead of just the quantity from distance.
Second half kickoff is presented by Comprehensive Cancer Centers. Kick cancer in Las Vegas, more than 40 years. Well, you want efficiency, you want clinical play. Corey Bennett is a really prime candidate for that. He is on here. It's a halftime change for Dennis Sanchez's side. He takes the place of Sean Smart, who was playing a vast majority of the first half on a yellow card. Corey Bennett is Las Vegas's leading goal scorer. He has 11 this season. He will kick off the second half for the Lights, going from left to right. Again, Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, our entire crew. Appreciate you staying up with us, especially if you're on the East Coast. You're on ESPN+. It's been a really fun game, especially for the neutrals' point of view so far. But if you're a fan of one of these two teams, you're sitting on your hands kind of stuff at the moment, especially this time of the season. Again, there's the Desert Radiology change. Bennett on for Smart. And we'll see if one of these two teams can break the deadlock. It could be a pivotal moment if one of these two sides are able to do so. And meanwhile, it's Jordan Stewart asking the questions about a possible foul on the near side. Referee Adam Kilpatrick waves play on. Time and space here for Joe Hafferty. Coleman Gannon forced to retreat. In the end, it's a reset.
He's forced to retreat because Grant Robinson is so aggressive in his defensive approach. He doesn't allow Gannon to be able to turn, and that ultimately leads to this turnover.
Valesky, not quite able to get on the end of that. He is on a yellow card for Monterey Bay. He's actually the lone remaining player on a yellow card for either side, so that's something to keep in the back pocket, if you will, as the second half progresses here. Hafferty for Pinzon. Flutters the ball out to the far side. Nigro, Solomon Asante has his pass cut out. I think he was trying to find Valentin Noel in a pocket of space. That was nearly a turnover there. It's well recovered by J.C. Ngandu. We briefly mentioned expected goals earlier, Jamie. It was 0.58 for Vegas at the half. Monterey Bay, maybe a little bit lower than some would have expected, 0.23. That man played very well in the first half. Jabang playing it back to Rosarena. Howell, pivotal defensive blocks from him in the first 45. Nigro fizzing one down the line, too much on it. Goes out of play. Valentin Noel appreciates the effort.
Go back and look at the keys to the game. Fast start was what was needed from Las Vegas. They didn't get it. They were the ones that were actually having to sort of absorb the pressure from Monterey Bay, and they were able to get those pressures from the quick transitions Monterey Bay were. So it was exactly what Monterey Bay would have wanted, but the hosts, they need to be more the protagonists in the second half. They still need to try to turn that around.
That was one of the words Dennis Sanchez talked to us about, was being the protagonist. Jabang to split the lines. First touches here for Corey Bennett. Of course, has the potential to be a huge impact player in this second half. He's arguably been Las Vegas's most important player this season, and that is saying something. It's a pretty long list of important players for Dennis Sanchez's side. That's why Dennis Sanchez never likes singling guys out. He loves how the whole group really has developed as this season has moved along.
You mentioned it earlier when you talked about Las Vegas only losing 2 games in their last 18. Corey Bennett has 11 goals in the last 14 games. So I think there's a direct correlation into why there's been this success, and his confidence is so high. He'll try to shoot from anywhere when he gets around the box.
Lovely ball to play in Hafferty. Hafferty's ball in. Here's a ball that's left wanting. It's a goal kick. Just to back up your point on the Vegas run, Jamie, May 4th, Vegas lost here at Cashman to New Mexico United. They were then able to go on this long run, 16 games out of 18 undefeated. The only 2 teams who have beaten them during the 18 are Hartford and Tampa Bay Rowdies. Every other game has either been a win or a draw. 7 wins, to be exact, 9 draws during this run. Layoff here. Ooh, that was a chance to maybe thread the needle. Pinzon not quite able to do so there, and then it's touched out of play for Dennis Sanchez to get it back into the field of play for Ngandu. Ngandu's ball forward. Pinzon not able to get a touch onto it. Moby Fair sends it upfield. Too much on it, and to find Gutierrez. Bennett on the turn. Nalati is going to be summoned by the referee. His challenge yields a yellow card, much to his chagrin.
Much to his chagrin, but there's not much that you can disagree with when you look at this replay. It's just a lovely little touch from Bennett. Nalati is so late, and it's reckless and endangers the player's safety. It's not the easiest yellow card Adam Kilpatrick will have to give out this evening.
Here's Howell, surveying the scene for the lights. Nigro for Asante, who is able to find JC Ngandu. Ngandu trying to cut it back, and too many white shirts there. Good help and support from Asante, who wins a corner for the lights. Asante takes it quickly. Pinzon blocked. Malik Howell through traffic. I think the Flag may have gone up there, although it stays down in the end. Corey Bennett may have been in an offside position there. Play's allowed to continue. Ngandu. Pinzon. Gannon. Pinzon for Hafferty. Gannon back for Pinzon. He's onside here. Christian Pinzon is right at goal, and he hits the outside of the post. And it's another Lights missed opportunity added to the list.
Watch the touch that Pinzon takes as he gets closer to goal. This touch right here, it goes too closely to the end line. So now he's at an even tighter angle. If he can take this touch right here inside instead of outside, he has a much better angle to try to strike. But instead, because he's closer to the line, he's now just hitting it and hoping. That's why it hits the outside of the post as opposed to inside of the post.
Lovely run here from Ngandu. Ngandu looks in the middle. Bennett's waiting there. Bennett's his target, but it's headed away before it could get there. Follow up there from Nigro to try to keep it alive. Gutierrez doing everything he can to keep possession, and Monterey Bay do clear it in the end. Well, Vegas trying to turn it up a few notches here in the early stages still of the second half. Pinzon up ahead. Asante in for Valentin Noel. Pinzon, Nigro. Nigro's ball in. It's gonna go all the way to the near side. Ngandu. Can he find the angle? Can he get into the space? Nalati is there. Just getting it away from him, and Martinez is able to skip past a couple of challenges before he sends it over to Grant Robinson. Moby Fair has time and space. Gutierrez. Looks like Monterey Bay are getting a change ready. That looks like Michael Gonzalez. We'll wait confirmation on that in a moment. Pressure here from Vegas. The referee says it is a fair challenge here. Corey Bennett looks for the angle to shoot and forces a wonderful save out of Carlos Herrera. It's out for a corner.
This is textbook goalkeeping from Carlos Herrera with one of the most informed strikers, not named Nick Marcanic, bearing down to you. Corey Bennett with a fantastic strike. Herrera goes with that top hand, his right hand to parry it up and over. That is exactly what you're supposed to do if you're a goalkeeper in that moment. Don't worry about catching it. Just make sure you can react quick enough and push it up and over without giving away a rebound.
Pierce Galloway is the player down from Monterey Bay. We were told that the Seasiders were getting ready to bring on Michael Gonzalez, and looks like Galloway, for now at least, appears to be okay, although he's still being evaluated here. I think for now that's what's holding off Jordan Stewart from potentially making a change here, just to make sure that Galloway can continue. Vegas have a corner upcoming as we approach the hour mark here at Cashman Field. Huge save from that man just a moment ago, Carlos Herrera. He's had a couple of big ones already tonight. Denied Valentin Noel from point-blank range in the first half.
Nice to love all the gamesmanship in and around the goalkeeper on corner kicks. Trying to battle for position, trying to also battle for position in your opponent's head. Trying to make them worry more about you than the delivery or the service or the marking, the accountability. These are the games within the game.
Pinzon and Asante are the brain trust over this corner. Pinzon's ball in. Ooh, that could have fallen for a couple different players. JC Ngandu just tried to pass it back into the mixture. It does ricochet off a Monterey Bay player. Another corner upcoming. taken quickly. Nigro, Pinzon, Ngandu. Ngandu! It wasn't far away. I think Herrera was maybe the only person who knew where that was traveling.
This is lackadaisical and reactive from Monterey Bay. Ngandu didn't even take a very good first touch. He got stuck in his feet. Valesky was late to step, and that started on target and just swerved at the last moment out. Monterey Bay dodged a bullet there.
Monterey Bay will try to play their way out to restart the play here. Now Herrera thinks better of it and stings a pass ahead, but Nigro's going to get there first. Vegas is going to keep possession. They're going to take a goal kick in the end. Monterey Bay did make their change. It's a Desert Radiology substitution. We told you it was going to be Michael Gonzalez. He replaces Christian Valesky, whose homecoming ends just before the hour mark. Malik Howell strides ahead. Thought about playing the ball forward. Thinks better of it. Has Usman Jabang at his 6. Gannon for Pinzon. Pinzon pressured by Guzman. He's forced to go all the way back to Arozarena. "30 minutes plus stoppage time left. 3 huge points here. Still up for grabs as Vegas have been much, much better here in the second half.
Just saw a moment ago the 62% possession advantage that Las Vegas Lights have, and right now they've got to be able to turn that into a final product.
Gonzalez out to the far side. The substitute tries to find Walmer Martinez, and again, it's well dealt with by Nigro. It's a goal kick, and we've been keeping an eye on the standings, not just in the West, but in the East all night. This is the live table. Vegas is in 5th with that point that they will potentially gain here. Again, there's still other games going on right now, so this could change, and Monterey Bay would stay in 11th, and they'd stay 2 points off of 8th spot, currently occupied by Orange County. Of course, Louisville have clinched a playoff spot. Charleston lost earlier. They did clinch a playoff spot. They backed their way in there. In the bottom of the table, the only team eliminated is Miami. Everyone else very much still alive. Well, I should add that Pittsburgh had a lead in St. Petersburg earlier tonight against the Rowdies. They lost in stoppage time. North Carolina also lost earlier tonight. Nalati threading it through. He tried to play in Diego Gutierrez. Arozarena's there. Of course, the one team that's below the playoff line that got a big win was Hartford. They beat Miami by 3-0. Of course, during this tough run for Monterey Bay, they lost at Miami. That was kind of the sky is falling performance that a lot of people thought, oh, that could be it. That could be the end of Monterey Bay's chances, but there's still 6 games to go after tonight, but the Seasiders have to pick up some victories down the stretch, and tonight's a huge opportunity still. As Hafferty marauds forward for the Lights, he's going to be stood up.
It has to be said, if you're Monterey Bay and you lose to, not subjectively, but objectively, the worst team in USL Championship history by just the numbers sake with Miami FC, it's hard to really stake the claim that you should be a playoff team. Now, can you still get in there? Sure, of course. There's bad nights, and Miami got lightning in a bottle for the 3rd time this season, but you just cannot make those you can't have those lapses against those teams. And so Monterey Bay, they're going to have to pick up some points elsewhere against teams that are maybe a bit more difficult in order to be able to find themselves into the playoff picture.
Throw in for Coleman Gannon to take. Still a lot of time left here. Vegas have been better in the second half. They've created more of the opportunities. Not much to speak of after a strong first half at times for Monterey Bay in the chance creation category. Here is Solomon Asante. Bring it back for Jabang. Asante again. Coleman Gannon. Ngandu. Howell for Jabang. Pinzon has also scored some really important goals for the Lights this season, notably at New Mexico, at Sac Republic, and 2 historic wins for the Lights this season. Those were a couple of the performances that Dennis Sanchez had ranked amongst the best his team has played this season. They'd never beaten Sac Republic, let alone on the road at Sac Republic before that game earlier in the season when they went there and shocked everybody and beat Mark Briggs' side. Of course, the next home game for Las Vegas, September 21st, will be here at Cashman Field against Sac Republic. Visit lightsfc.com to purchase your tickets today. Of course, the win at New Mexico ended New Mexico's perfect start to the season, or at least unbeaten start to the season at home as well. 2 of the more notable results this season. Oh, it's a lovely little give and go here. Asante not able to get on the end of the pass from Bennett. Jabang. Hafferty. Pinzon. Howell. Finds Nigro, and again, Monterey Bay are going to force Vegas to go back, holding their shape. Hafferty. He's not going to find Coleman Gannon. Moby Fair. Pillow touch out to the far side. Chance here from Maury Donor. Donor's early ball in. It's a chance to play it centrally. And the shot is going to be blocked again by Howell to thwart Michael Gonzalez. And the flag is up for offsides anyway.
How much more of an invite does Diego Gutierrez need to take an effort? This is hanging in the air, just begging for him to strike this. There it is. Lean into it. There's no need to be unselfish. It's a tight angle, but you know what? You've got to be able to just put your foot through it. Get the technique right, get your hips up, strike level with the ball, down into the ground. There's no need to try to just be too unselfish in that moment, play it across.
There's a stoppage here because there's a player down for Monterey Bay. It's not for the first time. Pierce Galloway is continuing to be in a bit of discomfort here for Jordan Stewart's side. Monterey Bay have only used a pair of substitutions so far. We'll see if Galloway try to fight on, at least for now. That appears to be the case. Play will resume here. The Vegas free kick. You can see Jordan Stewart off camera just looking it over his shoulder.
What a rip snorter skill check that was from Malik Howell. The ball just hangs in the air, and he jumps and does a Cruyff. I mean, it's good showmanship is what it is.
He's got a bag of tricks, Malik Howell, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Nalati beaten to it by Jabang. Noel. It's Solomon Asante! Again, he's so close to finally scoring for the Lights. He thought there was a deflection on it. It looks to have been a goal kick given instead.
Oh, this is the Solomon Asante that USL Championship fans have come to know and love, just finding those pockets of space. How quickly does he invite the defender and watch his second touch away from Kai Green. So now he's got the angle to shoot. He's just unable to keep it on target. He'd expect himself to be able to lean forward and strike through it instead of striking under it.
Multiple close calls for Solomon Asante tonight. Last time he scored in the league was last season for Indy 11. And now Diego Gutierrez is being looked after.
Final 20 minutes of this match. It is paramount now that these teams, and more importantly, the visitors who are below the playoff line, find somebody that's willing to take a calculated risk, to try to push forward, to try to go on and find the game's first goal. Right now, everyone seems comfortable with the result, and you've got to get uncomfortable with the willingness to push forward and to take a chance to do something different than what we've seen in the first 70 minutes of this match.
Desert radiology change with 19 minutes to go here. Coleman Gannon is out. Joe Zhao is on for the Lights here. Trying to be a late difference maker. And Diego Gutierrez will be invited back onto the pitch at the referee's discretion. Jabang. He raised the first touch for Joe Zhao. Another player who Dennis Sanchez has been really happy with the development of overall this season. Nil-nil with 18 minutes to go. A little bit befuddling, Jamie, that we've gotten to this point without a goal so far. That could change here. Again, it just skips off the head of Pinzon, and again, it's out for a goal kick.
It's been befuddling, it's been bamboozling that these two teams who are so good going forward and have the ability with creative players to go and score goals haven't produced a splendiferous moment yet. We haven't seen anything magnificent, anything remarkable in the final third. Just need one moment of brilliance, one moment of mesmerizing skill to be able to get open.
gonna trickle out of play right in front of Dennis Sanchez. Battle for it continues in the midfield. This is Moby Fair for the Seasiders. There's time and space on the far side. Ball into the middle. It was searching for Michael Gonzalez. He follows up. Raiko Rosarena is able to climb the ladder. Goes for a throw on the far side. There's full times. Rolling in wins for Louisville, San Antonio, Orange County, and Sac Republic. So a lot of games there influencing the table. That's a huge win for San Antonio at Oakland. Huge win for Orange County against Rhode Island. And Sac Republic getting closer to clinching a playoff berth. They beat the defending champions Phoenix at home by 2-0. Here's a takeaway here. JC Ngandu trying to thread the needle. It's JoJo on the cutback. And his shot is blocked away. Gutierrez able to spin past 2 challenges. And then a clumsy challenge from Solomon Asante. It's a Monterey Bay free kick with 15 minutes plus stoppage remaining. Maury Donor, he loses out. Here comes Corey Bennett trying to lead the charge. And Corey Bennett is going to be fouled by Kai Green. Step over here. Ooh, the cross was a fizzer into the middle of the penalty area. Nobody on the end of it as it went past the face of goal from Gennaro Nigro.
Nigro has the ability to get to the end line, and he doesn't like to float the ball. He likes to give those ravenous crosses where all you need to do is just get on the end of it. Yet there's nobody on the end of it for Las Vegas. They're staring down the rest of the results, and they'll know that they are close to a home playoff game. Yet not getting into the box is the bare minimum, and it's not happening right now in the final third.
2 more desert radiology changes for the Seasiders. Galloway is out. Max Glasser is in. Big hug from Jordan Stewart for Galloway there. Nalati is out as well. And Miguel Guerrero is on for the Seasiders here, who've now used 4 of their 5 available changes and now have a chance to play their way through. But Michael Gonzalez is offside. And he may have just realized. And he's been given a yellow card for continuing on and not realizing. Time wasting has been called there, and Gonzalez picks up another needless yellow. You can't read a player's mind, but the referee is saying that, well, I blew the whistle, you got to stop, and Gonzalez didn't stop. "13 minutes plus stoppage time. A goal could just be massive for whichever team can score it at this stage. Ngandu. In zone for Zhao. Zhao will settle for a throw with Dennis Sanchez playing the role of ball boy. That looked like it went off of a Monterey Bay player. Vegas does not get the decision. Rosarena Has to be careful here. He was trying to direct traffic and say that there was a player injured, but you gotta be careful there. Can't just say it and not get rid of the ball. He finally does release it. And now the Vegas player who's down can be attended to. It looks like it's Malik Howell for the Lights, who's just been so important on the defensive side of things. He's holding the back of his left leg here.
That is disappointing to see with how important Malik Howell has been. He's going to need to make sure to be at full fitness for the rest of the season, as the Las Vegas Lights are going from strength to strength, and he's been a key component to it.
This is why Dennis Sanchez wanted to bring in depth as the season has moved along. He does have a couple of defensive players off the bench if Malik Howell can't continue, most notably Grayson Duty and Elias Gartig are both available. Could potentially fit the role for Howell if he's not able to continue on.
I could see you, Sean, in the fan section just dancing, having a little boogie, just having a good time with a cheer here at Cashman Stadium.
You're giving me way too much credit there, Jamie.
Ah, come on, man. You're being cavalier about this now. I know, I've seen you be able to let loose at a game. Good sportsmanship from Diego Gutierrez to be able to play it back.
Rosarena back for Howell, who's going to try to continue on for the Lights. 10 minutes plus stoppage time remaining. Is there going to be some late drama here in Vegas? Rivera sends that ahead. It is allowed to bounce in behind a Rosarena, commits, gets one touch on it, and then clears it away just in time. Here comes some desert radiology changes now for Vegas, one that we sort of anticipated. Grayson Duty, he's going to come on from Malik Howell. And Charlie Adams, the veteran, he's going to come on for Christian Pinzon. The Adams change is done. Now Duty is on. It's one of the reasons Grayson Duty was brought in, was for moments like this to help out when the depth is tested for Vegas. Again, just a reminder, Vegas played already earlier this week at Tulsa. It's a game where Dennis Sanchez and his team had to fight through some tough pitch conditions and fight back late to get a 1-1 result. Trying to fight their way through this one again, hoping to turn 1 point potentially into 3. Robinson from Moby Fair. Gutierrez cutting in field. Tries to lay the ball off, not the best of touches in the end from Guerrero. But it's still alive here for the Seasiders. Maury Donor out wide. And the cross into the middle again was a searching ball. Moby Fair collects. Walmer Martinez. Robinson. That's a poor pass. It comes up short. Grayson Duty and company for Vegas play through. Joe Zhao with some lovely skill, an ankle-breaking move to find JC Ngandu. Maybe a chance here for Vegas to play their way ahead. Valentin Noel up ahead looking for Bennett, and it's a critical challenge recovering there from Moby Fair. And a very poor challenge recovering there from Valentin Noel. It's a free kick for Monterey Bay. The referee will at least have a talking to here, you would think, with Valentin Noel. But nothing more than that, surprisingly. That looked to be a yellow.
Consistency-wise, I wouldn't have been surprised if Adam Kilpatrick would have brandished a yellow in that moment.
Hopeful cross into the middle here. It is going to find Gutierrez. He cannot find Martinez. Moby Fair's given a second chance at it here. Moby Fair, it's a little flick from Gutierrez, but he didn't really see where that was going. Another giveaway.
Tactically, Las Vegas has shifted and dropped back Jabang into a center back role in the back three. And with that correlation, Las Vegas has not had nearly as much possession in the second half. I think tactically that may be a mistake that's been made by Las Vegas, dropping him out of the center of the park where he was dominating and dictating the pace of play in the first half.
Another chance for Monterey Bay here, looking to try to pick out a cross. Again, it's not the best touch there in the middle. I think that was Glasser. He ends up giving it away. Not cleared yet. Martinez, a hopeful shot, blocked away. Guzman. Turning run from Guerrero. He's forced back. Can you look at the stats there now? 63%, I should say, possession for Vegas. It's been a long time since Vegas has had a shot on target in the second half as well. They've been stuck on 4 for quite some time, and the amount of opportunities Monterey Bay have had, they still have not had a shot on frame.
Are we sure we hit the refresh button on the XG, because it's been stuck at 0.23 for about the last 30 minutes?
For Monterey Bay, yes, yeah.
In a match in which they need all 3 points, they've managed next to nothing. We went to half at 0.17. They had, my quick math on that, an opportunity that was 0.06 expected goal total, and that's it for this half.
Noel on the turn. Chance here for Vegas. It's Solomon Asante. Noel for Ngandu. Duty. Grayson Duty's closed down. Joe Zhao. Can he make something happen here? Joe Zhao's ball in. He had the right idea. Too much on it. And Corey Bennett could not get anywhere near it. Vegas is getting a substitution ready on the near side. It is Vaughn Koval who is going to enter the field of play here for Dennis Sanchez's side, and it's going to be another game without a goal for Solomon Asante, but he did make a solid impact in certain moments on this desert radiology swap.
Asante was one of the most lively players. His ability to get in behind the midfield but in front of the back four for Monterey Bay led to scoring opportunities. Just right now, it's a dry streak that Asante is not used to seeing and experiencing.
Hafferty wins it back here for Vegas. Ngandu. And it ends up giving it away. Had an opportunity to play in Valentin Noel. He waited too long. And then Robinson up ahead has it cut out by Grayson Duty. And Duty maybe provide the spark for the lights late on here. Ngandu's played up ahead. It's well defended by Grant Robinson, and he wins a free kick. 3 minutes now, plus stoppage time left. Moby Fair up ahead. Ooh, a Rosarena. A little bit awkward there, but he does get it right in the end. Ngandu's first time ball up ahead. A little bit of miscommunication there at the back, but Monterey Bay gets it ahead. Gutierrez. Pushes Robinson back. Robinson up ahead. Ooh, it could be a chance here. In behind, Gonzalez. Plays it square. And Gennaro Nigro makes a critical intervention.
These are the moments where you have to be switched on defensively, and you're thinking worst case scenario. Hafferty has not lost those battles all evening long, and he's unable to recover, and that is so good from Nigro to be able to get back in and get his feet right to not commit a foul inside the box.
Maury Donor tries to cross it into the middle of Rosarena. It's a pretty comfortable stop. And Vegas have a chance up the other end. Von Kovel, the substitute. Can he be the difference maker? No is the answer. Kai Green is there. Now then, a push and a chase for Guerrero. Guerrero goes on. Guerrero's shot is comfortably stopped. Rosarena again plays a lovely ball up ahead, and again Vegas have an opportunity here. It's played square. Kovel lets his touch get away from me at time and space. And it's not the best of challenges from Charlie Adams. It's a free kick as we approach second half stoppage time. Guzman will leave it for Herrera. And just putting context around this game, Vegas can maybe make the argument if they get a point. It's disappointing, but I think it's not the worst thing in the world considering where they are. Monterey Bay need to push here for 3 points. 1 point really doesn't help them a ton here.
Monterey Bay is approaching this second half, and especially these 5 minutes of stoppage time, as if they're the team that's comfortably in a playoff position. I can't wrap my head around the fact that Monterey Bay are playing with little to no urgency, winless in 8, points at a premium, and they're just lackadaisical in their approach to get more numbers forward. It's just a willingness to run that's not there to get into the final third.
We're into 5 added minutes here. That's considering as well the fact that one of the teams around them in San Antonio picked up 3 points tonight. That puts more pressure on Monterey Bay. Reverse ball here, Joe Zhao, cut out by Grant Robinson. Then Robinson gives it away, and it's Valentin Noel. And the shot is saved by Carlos Herrera.
This is clever from Valentin Noel. He actually has more time than he thinks. He ends up shooting this from a position where the ball is stuck between his feet. Buddy from Monterey Bay going out and closing down a player that's 20 yards out from goal in the 90th minute.
Adams. He was fouled. Referee plays advantage. Hafferty. The Lights have been finding a way all season. Can they find a way here in the dying embers? Hafferty runs into space. It's still Joe Hafferty. It's a chance here for Corey Bennett. Was he dragged down? Possible penalty here. Fans and players alike baying for a penalty. The referee not interested. Monterey Bay comes up the other end. They could win it. And the shot comes up short in the end from Max Glasser.
This game, incredible. This is such a smart turn. That's a penalty. It's absolutely a penalty. And it's not called.
Vegas the other way. Nigro is offside. It doesn't matter how the rest of the sequence plays out.
Oh man, that is gonna be the talking point when this is all said and done. Corey Bennett is so clever to turn between 2 defenders, and he's absolutely brought down. That's a penalty. I've been in that position as a forward. If you can turn and split the 2 defenders, you're gonna try to do everything you can to stay on your feet from that position. You're not in the corner of the 18. You're not by the touch line where it's gonna go out of bounds in just a second. You're in on goal. Your instinct is to stay on your feet.
Gutierrez. Oh, he almost snuck it through. Just bounces it wide of a Rosarena's goal. And it did take a touch. It's gonna be a corner for the Seasiders with 2 added minutes left.
This is some strike and it bounces right at the critical moment that makes it so difficult for Rosarena to be able to make the save. That is good following of the ball, taking care of the trajectory and understanding you're not going to be able to catch it cleanly, pushing it out for a corner instead of giving up a rebound.
Huge chance here from a corner. It's going to be headed out of harm's way initially. Kai Green, though, keeps it going for Monterey Bay and wins another corner. We tick down towards the final minute of injury time. The last time Monterey Bay won, you have to go back to July 6th. That was a late winner at Pittsburgh. Could they do it again here in Vegas? Dying embers here from the corner. Hafferty, did he get the last touch on it? He did not. It is a goal kick. Is there enough time for the Lights to get it up the other end? Near side, Duty's first touch. JC Ngandu trying to fight his way forward, but Walmer Martinez snuffs it out. Headed forward looking for Gutierrez. Vegas controls as the final seconds tick down here. Is there enough time? Maybe one more chance. Moby Fair, we've had the 5 added minutes. His pass is picked off. It's at the referee's discretion at this point. JC Ngandu has time and space. He tries to thread the ball through, and that kind of sums the game up. Full time here in Vegas. It was a game of missed opportunities. This game turns out to be a missed opportunity for both Las Vegas and Monterey Bay. They share the points in a 0-0 draw.
Fair result at the end of the day. Neither team did enough to be able to differentiate themselves or put their nose in front to be able to grab the extra 2 points. It's disappointing. Both teams will feel as though there was a full complement of points at their taking, yet neither team reached out and grabbed it.
We get a chance now to look at tonight's save of the game. It's brought to you by the Nevada Donor Network. Remember, you can save a life at registerme.org. Huge save here from Raiko Arozarena. He just got a fingertip on it.
Oh, and did he need to? This is in stoppage time with 90 seconds to go. An effort from distance that bounces right in front. It's a goalkeeper's worst nightmare. And Raiko Arozarena does everything he needs to do to be able to get a spectacular save and preserve a point for his side.
Herrera and Arozarena both came up huge for their respective clubs at different times tonight. Well, tonight's hardest working man of the match, brought to you by Laborers International, the hardest working guys in Vegas. We give it to Valentin Noel, who was in and amongst the opportunities.
Well, that is a player that we keyed on before the match as one of the key focal points, and he did not disappoint. Anything that was creative in and around the final third generally came through Valentin Noel. Just unfortunate to not be able to get one beyond the goalkeeper tonight. Herrera was up to the task every time Noel came knocking, but ultimately it was a fair result amongst some good performances amongst a few individual players.
We'll step aside for now. It finishes 0-0 here in Vegas. We'll have highlights and stats to wrap it up next.
For over 85 years, Labor's Local 872 and Las Vegas have teamed up to change the world of entertainment, sports, and economic development. Labor's Local 872 is a proud member of Team Vegas. From 1937 to today, Local 872 has been moving Las Vegas forward. Our members built the Hoover Dam Extension Bridge, finished City Center, expanded our roads, and made Vegas the biggest stage in sports. Vegas is ready. It's game time.
At Silver State Schools Credit Union, we'll be by your side through every moment of life's journey, from big life changes to small celebrations and everything in between. Because we prioritize people over profit. Become a member today and have a financial partner for life.
Mi raza bonita. Desde 1991 hemos compartido nuestras tradiciones mexicanas. Desde muy temprano, nuestros panaderos empiezan a elaborar los bolillos y el pan dulce. Y las tortillas todos los días salen calientitas. Le digo algo, mi raza bonita, lo que está hecho en La Bonita, está hecho en Las Vegas.
Tonight's broadcast is presented by the Nevada Donor Network, by Desert Radiology, and by US Bank. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson back here with you. Great Clips provide you with the full-time match highlights here, and we begin with this big chance from Valentin Noel. This was the first half.
It took all the way to about the 42nd minute before we got a first real opportunity for Las Vegas, and it was a fantastic ball in from Jabang. Noel tries to go low, needed to get under it. He's unable to convert, and then Las Vegas picked up in the second half where they left off the first, and there was a moment in which it looked as though Pinzon was going to be able to strike this high to the near post, but it just catches the outside of Herrera's post, and we stay 0-0.
70th minute, and again, Vegas come close.
Well, it's Asante with quick feet. The first touch is inside. Second one goes away from Kai Green, so it creates the shooting opportunity on the third touch. He's just leaning back, and the ball's bouncing right before he's able to strike it and keep it on target.
US Bank full-time match stats look like this. Just one shot on target for Monterey Bay after all the huffing and puffing throughout the 90 minutes. Vegas really picked it up in the second half, but again, didn't have their shooting boots on in the penalty area.
The eye test will tell you that Las Vegas maybe were the team that deserved more, but they did not do enough to take it. And so when you look at it in the big scheme of things, this is probably a fair result, and Monterey Bay head back to California with the point in tow.
And they stay 2 points off the final playoff spot in the Western Conference of the USL Championship. Vegas are in 5th. They're 3 points out of a home playoff spot. For Jamie Watson and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Vegas. 0-0 is your final score.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.